Hey drummers, it's Rob Litton here from drumstheword.com. Welcome to this free full video song lesson where today I'm going to show you how to play the song All Apologies by Nirvana, drummed by the legendary tub thumper himself, David Sir Grohl Esquire. And as usual, I've got the full PDF drum chart for you to download for free from my website. You'll find both pages of the song fully transcribed for free over at the website. You'll find a link to the page beneath this video, so go over there now and have this printed out in front of you. It's going to make things a lot easier for you to understand as we go through this together. While you're over at the website, you might want to consider signing up to become an online member. We'll talk about more about this at the end of the video, but basically for £97 I give you access to every single full video song lesson I've ever recorded and transcribed, and that's over 600 full video song lessons now, including a load of Nirvana songs and loads of cool freebies, but we'll talk about that at the end of the lesson. Also, if you want to make your own song suggestions, then please go over to my Facebook page. Again, the link is beneath this video. You'll see a pinned post at the top of the Facebook page asking for your song requests. Please type in your songs below. Others get to vote on them, and the most popular songs get chosen for future lessons, just like this one was today. So, really excited to play this for you, to teach you this. Like all of Nirvana's drums, it's really, really simple stuff, but played with great timing, with great groove, and repeating melodic motifs going on. So we do have a couple of drum solos in this, which makes it particularly tasty. Very simple melodic drum solos, but it's also the use of the drum beats going from section to section, where you do get this repeating idea. He's not making up a new verse drum beat every time he plays the verse. It's the same verse drum beat with some little variations, as we'll see. Very, very tasty, very, very musical, very mature from Dave Grohl as usual. So we start off with the intro, 4 bars of intro, and Dave comes in. By the way, I'm not sure, I know when they played it live on MTV back in the day, he was using rods on a live performance. It sounds like he might be using rods on this recording as well. They're the brown, they're the sticks tied together, multiple sticks, and you get like a lighter sounding, quieter sounding drum, rather than using normal drumsticks. I'm going to use normal drumsticks, but just be aware that I think there's something going on there on the recording. It sounds like he might be using rods. Anyway, we come in with our first drum fill after the 4th bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the old faithful flam that Dave loves to play, that most rock drummers love to play, being played on beat 4 there, and 4 and 1 and 4 and 1. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, second bar, might as well, 3rd bar, and then 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We're into our first drum beat, which is a 2-bar pattern. Both bars are very, very similar, except for the last note in each bar. So we get this quarter note fill on the closed hi-hats. Ignore the crash cymbal on beat 1 for now. We're going to play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now you could play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but that's not what Dave is playing. He's playing quarter notes, giving it this feel. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now on beat 4 for the first bar, we get an open hi-hat. 4 and it opens for the whole of the beat. 4 and it then closes into our second bar, where we get the same bass drum pattern, but instead of 4 at the end of the bar, it's 4. Floor tom and snare drum together. Very subtle. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So there's our 2-bar pattern for our verses. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 Very, very cool, very musical, fits the song really well. So we get the intro, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. From that point onwards, we're just playing that 2-bar drum beat for the rest of that line, and then we go into verse 1 where Kurt comes in with the vocals, and we get 8 bars for that first line. Basically it's just the 2-bar phrase being played 4 times. Same for the second line, except for our very last bar, bar 8 of verse 1, second line, we get the bar starts normally like 1 and, but then from beat 2 we're playing 8th notes with the open hi-hat, 2 and 3, and we get this 2 and 3 and then and 4. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And I believe Dave comes off the open hi-hat, 4 and, so the bass drum just on its own on the and of 4, then into beat 1 of our pre-chorus, I've called it, where we're staying on the open hi-hat. So the last 2 bars of verse 1, we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We're then into pre-chorus 1. I'll play this all up to speed for you in a moment. So for pre-choruses, we've got all the bass drums being played in between the snare drums. Dave might be playing more 8th notes here. He might be playing, but because of the way he's accenting the downbeat on the hi-hat, you're not really hearing that and being played. He might be playing that, but the feel he's going for is a quarter note feel. So I've written it as just quarter notes. Feel free to play 8th notes during these open pre-chorus sections, but the feel you want to go for is this. It's not where every note's being accented. So you want to go for using that whip molar technique if you've got it, that sort of feel. Otherwise, just play quarter notes. And like I said, we're just playing all the bass drums in between snare drums on 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Bar 4, continuing that idea, we get at the end though 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1, the little and down to the snare drum, 2 16th notes and a 1, and then 2 more bars of the groove and a 1 and 2 and 3, but the last bar is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, a flam on 4 where the hi-hat closes, 4 and 1 into a crash where we get our first, I've called it the chorus, but really they're Dave's drum solos. So notice pre-chorus 1 is 6 bars long, so that structure there is half a length of 6 bars long, so just be aware of that. So from bar 4 to the end we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Then we go on to chorus 1, the little drum solo. First bar, double crash if you can. That's what Dave would play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just keeping time with your hi-hat foot for the rest of that bar. Then this drum fill, we get 1 and 2. So flam here and then not quite flammed, just played straight between his 2 toms. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and there's no and of 4 there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Simple as that. Very, very cool though, very meaty. Flam here and then flat there, but you could also flam these if you want to give that more power, but Dave plays more where they're flatter on the toms, not flammed. Up to you though. We then get the next 2 bars. Bar 1 is our 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we get 1 E and a 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And no crash into our next section, straight just to the closed hi-hats into verse 2. So 1 E and a 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 into our next chorus. So chorus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Right, let's now play from the 4th bar of the intro where we're coming with the drum fill. The whole of verse 1, pre-chorus 1 and chorus 1 up to speed without me talking over the top so you can hear just the drums. Here we go. So we've pretty much got the whole song down now. It's just a couple of extra little bits I want to talk about. So verse 2 is exactly the same as verse 1. 2 lines of the 2-bar pattern. The last bar is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Going into pre-chorus 2, which is identical to pre-chorus 1. Then we get chorus 2, I should call it. Make sure I write that down. You won't see that, but that should be chorus 2, not chorus 1. And the drum solo bit again. And we're just going to look at the second bar of each of the 2 bars, because the first bar is the same every time. It's 2, 3, 4. So our second bar of that first line, we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Just all flams with the bass drum in between. Then the 4th bar, my favourite drum fill bar, we get a classic Dave Grohl lick taken from many, many great drummers from the past. And most famously, I think of this as a John Bonham from Led Zeppelin kind of lick. And Dave Grohl plays these really nice open sound to his fuddle-a-dumps, as I used to call them. Still do, actually. So we get 1 and 2, 1 and 2. That triplet starting on the ands of 1 and 2. Bass drum ending on 2. We're playing and to 2. Fuddle-a-dump. Four notes evenly spaced, but starting and ending in the right place. So we get 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If you don't get the spacing correct, it's going to sound all stuttery. You've got to feel the first note, the snare drum, and the bass drum as your and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, cool. Then next line, the drum fill there in the second bar. Quite hard to hear exactly if he's flamming different toms here. First bit's correct. He plays 1 and, but then I think he plays on the and of 2 between. He flams between this tom and the snare drum. So we get 1 and 2 and. Then I think he plays this 3 and 4. 3 and 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's what I think he's playing. Then the very last bar of the chorus, we get 1 and 2 and. So that left-right thing again. 1 and 2 and 3 and it's 3 and 4 and it closes. The hi-hat closes with the flam on beat 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. We're then going to go to our outro, which is open hi-hat. So I'll play those 2 lines up for you up to speed in a moment. Let's just go on to the outro, where we get this new 2-bar drum beat. We're playing this pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and. But at the end of every 2 bars we get 4 and 1. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 or 4 and 1, doesn't matter order, it's the same crash cymbal, but we're getting 4 and 1 every crash, every 2 bars on the crash cymbals. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That gets played every 2 bars. The 8th bar of that first line, the outro, we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but instead of playing 4 and, he plays 4 and a 1. Snare drum, 16th note, just before beat 1. 4, a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, a 1 and 2. So bars 7 and 8 there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, a 1 and. Slightly different there, the way he plays it. Another 8 bars of groove. The third line, we just got 4 bars there. Nothing's changing yet. But then the very last line, we get, let me just double check something. Yeah. So the very last, the very last line, I'm thinking of the outro, not this part. The very last line, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars where the hi-hat slowly closes more and gets quieter. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1. Bit more subtle than that. It'll make more sense with the music, but basically we're getting quieter over the length of that last line. We then go into what I've called the outro, part 2, which is really just the same outro. It's just something the hi-hat closes and we're just playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and no crash cymbals, closed hi-hats. The second line of that outro, we get, from the first line, go back to the first line, from bar 2 into 3, we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. We don't get any resolving of the bass drum on 1 every 2 bars. We just get this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The bass drum's falling on the ands every time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So don't lose your place. Make sure you're feeling that 1, 2, 3, 4, and the bass drum is the ands. Second line, it continues with that idea. From the end of the second line, from beat 4 of that last bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the hi-hat opens. The very last line we get 1 and 2 and 3, and then from that last line, the snare drum drops out from beat 4, and we just get this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So every 2 bars with this 1 and resolving it. So the very last line there, we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3. And it ends there on beat 3 of the very last bar of that line. So really we're just getting quieter and quieter. I think it slows down ever so slightly as well. But just be aware where the snare drum drops out, where the hi-hat opens, and the outro is pretty easy. So before we finish, let me now play for you the last 3 lines, outro part 2 of the song, Up to Speed. Here we go. So if you've got any questions about any of that, feel free to email me, rob@drumstheword.com. Don't forget to download the free PDF from my website. Again, the link is beneath this video. And then while you're at my website, you might want to consider signing up to become an online member. And as I said earlier on, for £97, you get a full year's online access to every single full video song lesson I've ever recorded and transcribed. And like I said, that's over 600 famous and popular songs where I teach you a song from start to finish. You get the fully transcribed PDF drum chart. I've got at least 10 of the Nirvana songs, Foo Fighters songs. So if you're a Dave Grohl fan, there's plenty of stuff on the website to get your teeth stuck into already. As a thank you for signing up, I give you access to hundreds more little drum videos teaching you many famous drum beats, fills and even drum solos. I give you 3 ebooks I've written over the years containing hundreds more famous drum beats, fills and solos. And then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload for my members. And I record new lessons every week unless I'm ill or on holiday. So you've got lots of cool stuff to look forward to over the year of your subscription. But if you've got any questions about any of that, then feel free to email me, rob@drumstheword.com. And until our next drum lesson together, toodle pip and happy drumming to you.